It's no question that Honeykomb Brazy is one of Alabama's most reckless savages in the streets. I always say everyone has a choice, but some have a harder choice than others, and for Honeykomb Brazy, he was influenced to make the wrong ones. Coming up, it's like his entire life was already decided with both his moms and pops in and out of prison before his pops got life. Brazy followed the same path and was in and out of the joint with him.
She in out. Both her ears out there, motherfucker. She can't say nothing.
And then your dad is in jail too, so your whole family's kind of dysfunctional.
Yeah. Daddy got a life sentence, he doing life. You know, free my dad, that big count.
He not only ended up in the same cell with his pops.
I got out of lockup. I was at St. Cloud, but I was goddamn getting into shit over there. You know, so they ended up kicking me out of that. They like you can't be here no more, you doing too much. So they sent me to goddamn West Jefferson and lockup. So when I got out of lockup, they put me right in the cell with my daddy. But they didn't know that my daddy, you know, we got the same first name, we ain't got the same last name. So I went in that hole with him, you know, we banging. You know, that pop real nigga. We ain't doing no beginning high, sipping drink, talking on the phone, you know, f***ing out, kicking it, that's it.
But also his uncle Gator Q. Before his gramps was caught up in his beef, he taught him the ways of the streets. This man's entire family was raised by the streets. As hood as that sounds, it came with nothing but hardships, pain, death, and loss for Honeykomb Brazy. Music was his out, but the street seemed to be too much in his blood. Signing with Houston OG J Prince's label, Rap-A-Lot Records, Brazy was putting Bama on the map. That chance seemed all but lost when his hood antics would find him in serious trouble with the law when he was arrested with a 2016 conviction on the charge of being a felon in possession of a firearm. He was sentenced to 15 years in the pen, but by the good graces smiling down, he was let out on November 2020 on probation after serving 18 months, with the conditions being he must stay away from drugs, guns, and certain people or habits. It didn't take long, 5 days to be exact, for him to get caught in a shootout with the ops after his rivals drove by emptying clips at his whip.
Come. Take your mask. Sit up. We gotta put our beds up. We got big boy kings, you know. We kings, so we sleep like kings. You know what I'm talking about? We just gotta put our beds up. We just bought a big ass mansion. Don't get mentioned in Honeykomb hideout, man. No more towels. Anything. Right now, house.
But law enforcement was building their case. Brazy was arrested once he was back out on the streets and had his probation revoked for violating every criteria given to secure his freedom.
Come to my boy. Come to my boy. Down your knees.
What happened? What happened?
His legal team tried their best, but Honeykomb Brazy fumbled his freedom, giving the prosecution way too much evidence.
News 5 investigates new charges against Mobile rapper Honeykomb Brazy.
You might remember his grandparents were murdered back in February. No one's been arrested for that crime.
WKRG News 5's Nicolette Schleisman sat down with Public Safety Director Lawrence Batiste to talk about his lengthy rap sheet. She's live here to tell us about this latest arrest.
Well, Devin, Peter, police say that the rapper, whose real name is Nashawn Jones, could face even more charges.
He doesn't have a problem posting some of his activities that he's involved in.
Jones was arrested on Sunday in Dothan on warrants to revoke his probation.
He's bragging about being in possession of firearms. He is basically, traveling maybe outside of the boundaries of what his probation will allow him to do, maybe not checking in with his probation officer in the manner which he should be doing.
He was arrested back in 2016 for gun charges. As part of his probation, he cannot be around drugs, guns, certain people, and habits. Court documents detail the violations, including his connection to a shooting. Video of that incident was posted to social media. This reportedly happened 5 days after Jones was released from prison. Court documents also detail another video posted to YouTube which appears to show Jones holding at least one gun in February of this year.
His actions and his behavior, the things that occur when he's present, oftentimes associate indiscriminate shooting either at him or him shooting at other people indiscriminately, places our community at risk.
You may remember in February, his grandparents were found dead after a house fire in the Happy Hills neighborhood. Police say his grandfather had been shot multiple times. No word on how his grandmother was killed. Brazy admitted his grandparents got, quote, caught up in his mess, but police say they're still working to find who's responsible.
He has certainly placed himself in the spotlight, and he has probably done some things that has caused other people to be have a reason to maybe to attack or maybe harm him. But by the same token, what he has posted has no direct correlation at this time to the case involving his grandparents.
And Mobile police say that he has been the subject of investigations in several different cities across the Southeast, including Mobile, Atlanta, Houston, and Birmingham. They ask anyone with information on anything he may have been involved in to contact local law enforcement. Reporting live in the studio, Nicolette Schleisman, WKRG News 5.
The consequences were serving the remaining 13.5 years of his sentence back in prison. Behind bars has been hell for the rapper. He has to sit with the thoughts of his deeds being the reason his grandparents were murked and burned to ashes.
WKRG News 5 starts right now with breaking news.
Hello everyone, I'm Devin Walsh. We begin with breaking news this afternoon. The grandparents of a local rapper shot and killed, then their home set on fire. The grim details just revealed by emotional family members at the scene. WKRG News 5's Nicolette Schleisman is live near the home on Dr. Thomas Avenue. Nicolette?
You can see behind me there are still a lot of people investigating. Calling it gruesome. They've also identified the two as Leela and Tony Lewis and were the head of their families. And we've also learned that they are the grandparents of local rapper Honeykomb Brazy. Now, the family says that a neighbor saw a car pull up and shoot into their home, and the house then went up into flames. Witnesses tell us that they heard a boom and what sounded like a bunch of shots around the time of the fire. This all happened on Dr. Thomas Avenue around 6:30 last night. The home is destroyed, and the fire was so big that it damaged the home next door.
She was a mother to all our kids. She was more than a grandmama. He was more than a granddaddy. He was a father. He helped us raise our children. My mama and my daddy did not deserve to die like they did. And we want justice, because ain't no peace. Ain't no peace in how they left here. Ain't no peace. I can't sleep. I can't eat. I want my mama and I want my daddy, and I know I can't have them. I can't have him.
Anyone with information to come forward. Police have not confirmed the identity of the victims involved and any details on what happened or if anyone has been arrested. Reporting live in North Mobile, Nicolette Schleisman, WKRG News 5.
His mom's life is being targeted by his ops continually spinning the block, wetting up her house.
Target of last night's shooting. She says she was not home when the shots were fired, but had been at the home yesterday and believes people saw her there.
They shot it up again. I can tell. I came here yesterday.
And those weren't there yesterday?
Not this glass, none of that.
And how many times do you think your home has been shot at?
For sure, I know it's 3, but now I know it's 4 times.
Why do they keep targeting you?
I don't. Because they want my son not sharing.
He recently lost his little bro, Lil Brazy, to cancer. In the video where Honeykomb was targeted, Lil Brazy was right there dumping back. He had bro back even when he was fighting cancer. Honeykomb Brazy got the news behind bars and been going through it dealing with the hurt. But just as Honeykomb Brazy thought he was at rock bottom with the new knife to his heart, he would soon understand that the prison he was locked in was one of the worst in the US. In 2019, a report came to light after a quote-unquote investigation of Alabama state prisons for men was carried out by the United States Department of Justice Civil Rights Division.
An inmate inside an Alabama prison was killed during an assault one day before he was scheduled for release. The Escambia County Coroner's Office reports 23-year-old Ian Tyler Reddick was stabbed to death by another incarcerated man. The prison system says Reddick was scheduled to be released on Wednesday. That's after serving an 18-month sentence.
The findings concluded a serious problem with the prison system, stating that there is reasonable cause to believe that the Alabama Department of Corrections, ADOC, has violated and is continuing to violate the 8th Amendment rights of prisoners housed in men's prisons by failing to protect them from prisoner-on-prisoner violence, prisoner-on-prisoner sexual abuse, and by failing to provide safe conditions. The findings were so gruesome that the report went on to state that the violations are severe, Semitic, and exasperated by serious deficiencies in staffing and supervision, overcrowding, ineffective housing and classification protocols, inadequate incident reporting, inability to control the flow of contraband into and within the prisons, including illegal drugs and weapons, ineffective prison management and training, insufficient maintenance and cleaning of facilities, the use of segregation and solitary confinement to both punish and protect victims of violence and or sexual abuse, and a high level of violence that is too common, cruel, or an unusual nature and pervasive. Things were so down bad at the prison that the evidence found revealed that an excessive amount of violent sexual abuse and prisoner death occurs within Alabama's prison on a regular basis.
System. Justice Department demanded an overhaul after an investigation found conditions unconstitutional, violating the 8th Amendment protections against cruel and unusual punishment. Chep Pagaze takes us inside.
These are just some of the 2,600 photographs taken inside Alabama's prisons. Images of horrid conditions. Inmates who were killed by another prisoner's hand or their own, like Betty Head's son, who died after trying to hang himself in this decrepit cell block.
And this is why Honeykomb's recent IG post wasn't capped, and he had a right to be scared for his life in the Limestone Correctional Facility. In the lengthy post, Brazy expressed that just using his phone to share this message, he could be murked in what he calls a racist camp and prison officers. Brazy stated he was in lockup for no reason and he's been ill-treated on a regular, being woken up at 2 a.m., strip searched, and made to sleep on the floor while being called the N-word and slandered. Honeykomb Brazy sounds like he's in hell behind bars and is nothing new to Alabama's prison system. For years, the system has been broken.
Devin Reg, for the past 30 to 50 years, Alabama's Department of Corrections has essentially been neglected.
Officers have been involved in criminal activity behind the prison walls.
A Limestone County correctional officer finds himself on the other side of the law. 39-year-old Travis Wales is accused of trying to sneak drugs in a bottle of U-Pass, which is synthetic urine, into the prison. Investigators say a canine detection unit found the items on Wales. Wales was booked into the Limestone County Jail on 2 counts of drug possession and promoting prison contraband. Wales resigned when arrested. He had been with the department for 12 years.
Others are also involved in the documented mistreatment and abuse of inmates, many of whom are of African descent. There have been protests against Limestone for abusive beatings, unjust solitary confinement, and even cutting off water so inmates have nothing to drink. This was the case with inmates Robert Earl Council Jr., aka Kinetic Justice, and James Pleasant, aka Dottie Khalid.
So the reason we're here today in front of Limestone Prison is Limestone Prison has in it 2 of the people who has been considered classified as leaders of the Free Alabama movement, which is Kinetic Justice Robert Earl Council and James Pleasant, brother Doc T. And we have known facts that Robert Earl Council was jumped on by 2 officers, and while he was handcuffed in shackles and beat up and thrown in the closet, they made sure that they escaped the cameras, so to speak, or got out the way of the cameras so they could beat him up. We came here today. This is Robert Earl Council, Robert Earl Sr. This is Robert Earl Council's mother, his sister-in-law, and his older brother, as well as some of the supporters with us and all. And we came here today to stand in front of, to address, to protest, to rally right here in front of Limestone Prison, saying that solitary confinement, it should not be a means of treating people inhumanely, and really a means to, isolate people.
Honeykomb Brazy wasn't playing when he said he's had all he could take. Can't begin to imagine what he's going through in a place with so much abuse of power. Honeykomb Brazy posted this to his IG story, and it's a sad reality of what he's enduring. I don't care about none no more, or nobody, family and all. Damn. Brazy has always kept it real when it comes to family. So for him to cast out all emotions and care aside and basically say F the world, it feels like dude is breaking behind bars, and his post was a sign of just how bad he's doing in there. On the outside, his life was in danger, and it caused him to act in ways that got his parole revoked. On the inside, his life is in even more danger, not only from inmates, but by what he calls racist officers targeting him and using their authority to break him down. Worse yet, this is how the city sees him, so you know they're going to show no mercy.
This year,
his actions and his behavior, the things that occur when he's present, oftentimes associate indiscriminate shooting either at him or him shooting at other people indiscriminately, places our community at risk.
It's sad to see him rise up in the rap game only to fall to the vices of the streets and his lifestyle. His defense lawyer Jeff Dean isn't giving up on him, and for Brazy's sake, I hope he can appeal and do something positive for Brazy's future, cause from how things are looking, Honeykomb is struggling to make it, and he's still looking at doing 13.5 years in the stint. Alright y'all, there y'all have it. Honeykomb Brazy story, man. Hey, get in the comments, let me know what y'all think. You know what it is, drillers and trappers, we out here trapping and drilling. Hey, don't go nowhere, watch that next video. Gang!